then breathed in and out. Bloody, very bloody, entrails and organs everywhere. Promise. Mick chucked her under the chin and winked. Excellent, my fine she-warrior. I wait with the kind of girlish anticipation only organ-riddled battles can bring. Until we don our swords, got any more full sentences in you? Tessa let her cheeks puff outward. When she gazed up at him, her eyes were wild with an unspoken rage, which meant she was warming to the idea of killing him. Yet her words were still stilted and eerily wooden. McAllister Malone. No words. Mick pondered that momentarily. Tessa out of words? Nah. She was just catching her breath before she spewed a mouthful of rude name-calling. Or maybe her lack of lung power had something to do with the coughing fit that had racked her body just moments ago. Undoubtedly induced by smoke inhalation. At this stage of the fiery hell he'd created, he should be gearing up to argue a Tessa rant, loud and proud while he chuckled to goad her on. He hated to admit it, but he got a kick out of arguing with his best friend's sister. They'd been doing it for over 25 years, but today, if, or better yet, when she blew her top, he'd have to get on board with Team Tessa. He deserved every rude comment about his genitalia and his big doofy feet she could creatively put together. Until then, Mick just didn't know what to do with her freakish composure. You think you can put a time frame on when exactly I should prepare for your big wind-up? I'd feel much better if I at least knew it was actually coming. Mick goaded her through a thin veil of smoke. This rational, verbally challenged Tessa is like an extra in Invasion of the Body Snatchers. Tessa spread her arms wide, making small black clouds appear from under her armpits. For a second or two, Mick thought she'd come out swinging, guns loaded. Her throat worked, taking in gulps of air, and her mouth opened with a squeak. However, rather than let fly all those heinous pet names she'd given Mick over the years, she bit the tip of her fingernail. That meant she was trying to keep from crying. Tessa would rather die than cry in front of him. In what Mick knew was an effort of sheer will, Tessa managed to hold up her finger to indicate he should wait for it. Mick winced, waiting. She cleared her throat and smiled up at him, the phony smile she used when she was going to sink his battleship. After this, I think I should be allowed an unlimited amount of time to build up my rage, Mick. I want to be sure it's hot and fresh out of the kitchen when I finally let you have it. Until then, I have customers. She tilted her head in the direction of the ladies who'd entered at the exact moment of his fiery impact. The 3 stunned women who'd happened upon Tessa's antique store, Auntie Q's, while on a road trip, if he'd overheard right, stood rooted to the floor, their mouths wide open with surprise on their soot-blackened faces. They'd remained silent until now. But the pretty brunette with the singed, wavy long hair who was dressed like a man in work boots, a red hoodie, and a sweatshirt that read, "I know violence isn't the answer. I got it wrong on purpose," didn't stay that way for long. She slapped the arm of her jacket to put out a lingering flame. When she spoke, she too articulated with an eerie calm. "God damn it, Wanda. We can't even go on an all-girls, no-damn Rugrats flippin' vacation anymore. Would you just look at this shit?" She swung around, her finger taking an accusatory position when she thrust it under a pretty blonde's nose. "Marty, I blame you. I don't know how many times I said I didn't want to look for shit that has not just a fat-ass price tag, but cobwebs too, in stupid Vermont, while we sat by a roaring fire and drank hot chocolate with those mini marshmallows I can't even goddamned eat. We could have been snowboarding by moonlight, but no. Instead, you have me picking through used crap from the Stone Age in a state that should have been named the Ice Age." The blonde shifted positions, taking a defensive stance that made her heeled brown boots with the still smoking fur rub together. Her hair stood up on end as though she'd stuck her finger in a live socket.